Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka, and just to remind you, we do have a little poll, an opinion poll that's ongoing right now. If for your opinions, your comments, because who knows, at the end of the week, you might just get a special prize from all of us here at GMSL. And we are asking you about the most recent announcement of Education Minister Bandal Gunawardena that prohibits a transfer of students from one national school to another for A-level studies. If you have any comment, opinion about the circular that has been released, well, please share them or share it with us. GMSL space your comment and send it to 7788 at GMSL space your comment and send it to 7788. Now, it is summertime, and in the United States, of course, the birthplace of most of the movies that we love to watch over and over again. It's a time for major releases. It's all about superheroes, sequels, and reboots. If you're wondering about the reboots, I will get to that in just a little bit. Of course, on top of the list is a movie that comes in three formats: 3D, IMAX, and the normal format. We're talking about the Avengers, the Joss Whedon helm movie that had an opening weekend box office breaking in of $220 million. It is now currently one of the 11 films to have earned $1 billion. Let me say it again, $1 billion. And the good news is you can see it here in the country, because there's really nothing like watching this in the big screen in the theater. So it follows the story of the Avengers, of course. That's Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr. There's Thor. There's the Hulk. There's, of course, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, and Chris Evans, who plays Captain America. So that's one. Sequel, well, you get the Batman from the Batman series, which is, we've been told, the third and the final of this franchise, the Dark Knight Rises, which will hit the theaters July 20. Of course, stars Christian Bale, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine. And also for you, hoping to get a little bit of more dose of Batman, the darker Batman. This is the movie for you, The Dark Knight Rises. Now, when it comes to rebooting, because they don't want the movie to be called a prequel, this is not a prequel. They say this is a rebooting of the story of the Amazing Spider-Man, which stars an actor who gained a lot of people's attention when he was on the Broadway stage. Now he has invaded the big screen. We're talking about Andrew Garfield. So you might just want to check it out. July 3 is the reported date of the Amazing Spider-Man. Do not call it a prequel. It's a rebooting. And one that confuses, well, people is a Ridley Scott movie called Prometheus, who he said is not or could be a prequel to Aliens, which will hit theaters in June 8th. So we got a little bit of a glimpse of all those movies, summer blockbusters when it comes to his superheroes and whatnot. But checking this out. Well, there you go. A little look as well of the two movies that failed to mention. First one is Snow White and the Huntsman, hitting theaters on June 1. It stars Christina Stewart and Charlize Theron. And this is the third take on Snow White, of the story of Snow White. There was Grim Snow White. There was Mirror Mirror that starred Julia Roberts. And then this one, which they said is the most action-packed or the darkest of them all, Snow White and the Huntsman. And then we also had a little bit of a glimpse of The Expendables Part 2, hitting theaters August 17. And like what the gentleman just mentioned, it stars, of course, the more seasoned, let me just say it by the way, more seasoned action stars, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they're there, and you might just want to check it out. Also, a movie worth waiting for. After 15 years of protecting the planet from the scum of the universe, they're back. We're talking about Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, Men in Black 3, Back in Time, and they'll be back on the 25th of May. Also, there's a new from the Bourne series, the Bourne Legacy. It's the first time that Matt Damon won't be taking part. It's going to be Jeremy Renner, and it's been a great year for him. He's also part of the Avengers, playing Hawkeye. Now this time he's playing the lead. The Bourne Legacy. A little piece of trivia. There are quite a number of scenes from the movie that was shot in my home country, the Philippines, and Then for those hoping for a little more of girl power, we have Jennifer Lopez and Cameron Diaz with What to Expect When You're Expecting, hitting theaters May 18. There's Meryl Streep on the movie called Hope Springs on August 10. And if you haven't heard of this yet, Rock of All Ages, the Broadway musical hit, is coming to the theater, and it stars Catherine Zeta-Jones, there's Russell Brand, and Tom Cruise singing for Rock of All Ages. That's June 15. And comedy will always be, of course, part of the summer blockbuster lineup, with Dark Shadows, which is the new take on a gothic series that was seen on TV late 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And this time, Johnny Depp plays the very interesting vampire, and there is really nothing he wouldn't do for director Tim Burton. So if you're wondering how that is, and also don't forget, Sacha Baron Cohen is also back, not playing Bruno, not playing Borat. He's now General Aladdin for the movie The Dictator. Want to take a look? Check this out. Well, there you go. And let me just mention before I forget, Pixar. Let's look at Pixar's Brave, which is the first time that Pixar has decided to have a female lead in their full feature animation, following the steps of Disney. And I forgot to mention about G.I. Joe, of course. Obviously, I'm not a big fan. Not much of a fan. Coming our way sometime. Let me just get my little... June 29. There you go. And you just saw in that clip Meryl Streep. How can you go wrong with Meryl Streep and Hope Springs and Rock of Ages? If you're not keen into watching musicals, don't worry, folks. This one features great tracks that you know from Skid Row, from Whitesnake, all sang by Tom Cruise, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and the rest of the cast. And don't forget also family films: Ice Age Continental Drift, July 13, Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted on June 8, and of course Brave, June 22. A lot of movies to check out, and I think it's just a good thing that we get to see them in time here in Sri Lanka. So we hope you'll spend time with your family and watch what you need to watch. And with that, we need to say goodbye. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us for today's GMSL. Take care. Have a great Tuesday.